Alright, so good morning everyone, welcome back to Chippy's Couch. Today we return as always for a little more Thorium. It's Monday morning, it's a brand new week, and we have a lot ahead of us. In the last episode, we took on and defeated the Lich, and now we have Plantera. But there's also a bunch of other stuff after that, and even, I don't know how it's going to pan out this week. This might be the final week of Thorium. I don't know. We'll see how fast it goes. We are approaching the end of Terraria, and I do find the end of Terraria post Plantera pretty quick. But I guess it depends on like how busy I am on the day. Like how much time can I really dedicate? Because we have Plantera, and then optionally we could do the Pumpkin Moon and the Frost Moon. Sometimes I skip this, sometimes I don't. Golem is like immediately next, but then we have the Forgotten One, the next modded boss. Betsy, not bothering. Empress of Light, quick and easy. Duke, well, we'll see. Okay, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Is it weird to set up a week by saying it might be the final week? I don't know. Well, anyway, strap in. It's a new day. So since the last episode, I have gone ahead and made the Plantera arena, and better yet, we've actually got a Plantera ball. So yeah, amazing. But moments before the episode began, we had a second pirate invasion, and I got a couple of items that I thought we could check out. Well, two items in particular. We have a new relic. That's right, the relic stand grows, and it looks glorious. But we got these treasure bags from the Flying Dutchmans. I wasn't able to take one down when we had the first pirates. So let's see what's inside. So there's a bard weapon. All right. There's also this melee boomerang. Wow, that is really slow to come back, but kind of cool at the same time. Oh, throw up to 2. Oh, so I think... Oh, no, you can throw 2 from the same one. That's pretty neat. So the fabled 24-carat tuber, okay, gives you critical strike chance free, and this one's got a good reforge on it. So let's check it out. I want to see what it looks like. Oh, so it's one of these bad boys. So it's kind of like the Serpent's Cry, where it has like an arc and a drop. I'm guessing this one has explosive damage. Ooh, that's pretty neat. I like that. It's a nice little animation. I think the critical strike buff is actually pretty legit, because I don't know if we have an accessory that gives that, or a weapon that gives that. Because that could be, I mean, plus 15% critical strike chance for 10 seconds. If we pair that with the weapons we've got, this could be amazing. We also got the discount card. We're saving that in the inventory. Glorious. So the very first thing we're going to do today is we are just going to crack on with Plantera, since I've already kind of put in the prep work. I was debating farming the Lich out today and trying to get the weapon, but I feel like I've probably gotten to a point now where I'm like, if I'm kind of set with the weapons that we've got, you know, there's no point like really going out of our way to try something out. Only since I have a strong feeling that we are quite powerful right now. And this is why I feel like the rest of the series may end up going a lot quicker. It's because I feel like we've reached that point now, especially in this class of weapons, where we feel very powerful compared to vanilla. And we're at a point where we have lots of vanilla things to do. So I don't know how it's going to pan out. So here is the arena. Oh, right. Okay. Now I remember. This is something... Right. Like I say, I built this over the weekend, so I kind of forgot. One thing we do need to do is we do need to hunt for life fruit. I only have one piece. Do I still have it in my inventory? No, it's in magic storage. So yeah, we don't have life fruit. How big of a deal is that? It'll probably be a big deal for the Forgotten One, because I imagine that is probably balanced quite well. Do we give Plantera a little go, though, without actually getting the life fruit? I just feel so confident in these weapons. I actually do. I'm gonna give it a go. So the Plantera bulb, I think, is... Yeah, it's here. As you can see, I built strips to help us get more, though. So, I mean, if this fails, it's not going to be, like, the end of the world. So, as always, I want to know, how was your weekend? What'd you get up to? What'd you do? I had a great weekend, actually. It was actually, yeah, I would say it was a 10 out of 10 weekend. As I said at the end of the last episode, me and Courtney had a social walk booked with Atari, and it was nice. We got up extra early, which we don't always do on the weekends. So it set the day off right. We had some time with the Famalam, which was great. I'm trying to remember what I did yesterday. and I can't really remember, but I'm just going to say it was good because I feel good today. So, you know, I'm sure it's bled into the next day. So you lot let me know that this is a reference to a YouTuber who's been making an instrument out of marbles. Now, I feel like I've seen that video, and forgive me here, is this video, I didn't look it up. So, I mean, if I'd have looked this up, I'd have known the answer. But is this a video from like years and years ago? Like maybe like 3-4 years ago, and it was very viral? Because if so, I've seen the video, but I've no recollection of it. So maybe it's time for me to rewatch it. Okay. Now, the thing is with this weapon is it is not piercing, so maybe this weapon might be better. I don't know. We could theoretically tank. Let me get up here. We could theoretically tank the hooks. Not tank the hooks. We could focus on destroying the hooks completely, and then that would create a clear path to Plantera. That could easily work, maybe. I don't know why I said easily. Not actually that confident in the idea. No. Bad arena design. James, why'd you do that? So we've got 24 seconds left on a heal. I would not say that this is a guaranteed win fight. And I also think, and maybe this won't be as relevant if I just change the weapon up a little bit. I also feel like if I'd have just, put my inspiration statue down, this fight would have gone a lot quicker because I would have just had lots of inspiration and we would have been all right. So we can heal. Let's keep it going. If we just get lucky and our inspiration regens at the right time where the head is peeking out, we might be all right. Or the bulb. I mean, is it the head of a flower? Okay, well, it's done now. So, okay. It's over. Everybody calm down. It's done. Wow, that was really quick. Like I expected, though. I did think today would be a fairly breezy episode with Plantera. This was the main reason why I built this on the weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? Because I know if I'd have come into an episode and I'd have had to have made it on the day, I reckon this would have been a pretty bad situation right here. Golem is an interesting one, actually. Golem is interesting. Why so interesting? Well, because typically the way I fight Golem is I like to tank a lot of the damage and just rely on just having a high DPS to take on the fight. You know, you lot have seen me do it before. But with inspiration regen being the way it is, I do feel like this is going to be an area where we're going to have to maybe either set something up or, you know, I think this is where the statue needs to come back into play. I think that's going to be the thing here. So we can... okay, we died. Solar Pebbles. I'm actually glad we died because in the back of my mind I was thinking we could go do Golem right now and we could give it a go. But it would not allow us to focus on maybe some of the upgrades that we can make. Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking about upgrades. So let's go take a little look at those now. For example, I haven't made anything with Chlorophyte yet. So that could be something we could take a little look at. So we'll put the trophy in here. We'll put some of the rest of this in here. And we'll take a little look at what we've got then. Also, Bloom Weave. This has got to be something to do with Bard, right? So we did we get a weapon? Or did we not? I don't, wait, okay. Give me a minute. Because my brain is a little confused. I'm gonna, no, I'm gonna keep these. I was trying to think about how to organize the thing. For some reason, I had it favorited, and I think that's what's done it, right? When I open the treasure bag, usually you get like a little glow around the item, don't you, for a second or two to say like, hey, this is new in your inventory. I think I saw the glow, like the outline of a favorited item, and I was like, oh, that must be the weapon we got, like just in the back of my mind. I don't even know if I said it, and that's where I'm at right now. So yeah. So do you know what? Even though it was a wonderful weekend and it was great, did it revitalize my brain? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm still goofing around today. So let's take a little look at the Bloom Weave then. So this makes, yeah, it's see, I almost skipped this. Okay, the ornate set is pretty cool looking. You can also make the more string weapon with Chlorophyte and Bloom Weave. Now, I do wonder, because we only just got this set, like quite literally not the last episode, but the one before. I wonder how balanced this is compared to this. Because the cool thing about this is it has all the set things. Now, realistically, we're not really using them. So I feel like we should just take this as its base set and say, hey, it's 49 defense, and this currently does 79. And compare it to that. So let's put this in then. We might have to do Plantera a second time then to get the full thing. Because I want to make the weapon as well. Okay, let's make it. So, hat, chest piece, and leggings. So that has completely gotten rid of everything that we have, which is fine. So we currently have 49 defense, swapping it over, bam, bam, bam. We've gone up to 58 defense, and we look pretty fly. Let's be real here, we look good. And the set bonus is, symphonic critical strikes cause a random active empowerment to ascend to a 4th level of intensity. This effect can only trigger once every 5 seconds. So let's say you paired this, which gives you, what's it, like plus 15% of the critical strike chance. And then you attack a bunch, you get a critical strike, and then one of the empowerments goes to a 4th level of intensity, and maybe it's a critical strike one, and before you know it, snapped everything out the game. You know, I'm a big fan of it. And I also really like the set. I think it looks neat. So yeah, I guess this actually gives me a good excuse to slow down a little bit. Okay, let's keep it chill, you know. Don't want to be starting too active on a Monday. You gotta do the stretches, you know? You gotta warm up. That's important. Everyone will tell you that. Let's take some Spelunker then. Let's see what's valuable in the jungle. And I'm gonna go through and try and find as much life fruit as possible so that we are all prepped for what's next. I'm gonna zoom out as far as possible as well. Mobile viewers, you may need to zoom in or just squint your eyes. You know, you gotta focus in, okay? We've all got to start pulling our weight around here, and mobile viewers, it starts with you, okay? I need you to really focus, okay? Don't even worry about it. I'll be audio descriptive today. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around, and I'm going to have a little look for life fruit, and potentially another Plantera bulb, which might not even be around here. I don't know. It took a while to find the first one. Okay, so this is good. We have a Plantera bulb, all right? So the refight is possible. And also, finding life fruit is actually not that bad. Because we've been in, like, post-mech era for a little bit now. Maybe, like, a good couple of hours at this point. So, yeah, they've had time to grow in. And yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, we're not, like, it's not flying off the shelves, you know. It's not abundant. But it's, like, good enough where I don't feel like it's actually going to take us that long. Also, I'm very much looking forward to having it. Because my defense genuinely is quite low, as we've said many a time. I feel like just like casually running through the jungle, it's causing death, pain, and misery, which are not the things I attribute to a Monday recording session. No. I like joy and optimism. Is it always that? No, but I'm a believer. But listen, I gave in to capitalism, and I'm not too proud. Let me talk about this real quick. So, as many people have been around the world, or as many people have experienced, kind of like a zombie infection, I've been bitten by a bug, right? And that bug is the Last of Us. I know. Listen, The Last of Us TV show has come out. I've watched 3 episodes so far. Haven't watched episode 4, because we watched them the night later here in Britain. Anyway, good show, good games. I've been enjoying them. I finished The Last of Us Part 2. It was great. It was like 30 hours. It was a great, grand adventure. I've had fun. Now listen. I heard the call to play The Last of Us again, right? The first game. But since the PS4 one, there's been a PS5 remake from the ground up, and it's been staring me in the eyes for weeks now, okay? It's 70 quid. It's 70 quid. Now, when they announced this and they said it's going to be 70 quid, I like stomped my foot to the ground and said, I am never buying that for 70 quid. That is ridiculous, all right? Games are getting pricey. They are. Games are getting too pricey. I don't want to be involved with it, all right? I thought, no, I'm not doing it. I enjoy The Last of Us, and I'm sure this remake is beautiful, but I'm not spending it, and I spent it. I spent 70 quid last night. And it was worth it. It was really good. I played, I don't know how much I played, maybe like an hour and a half last night, because I bought it quite late. But yeah, no regrets, other than shame. I just wish it was on sale by now. You know, if it was £5 off, I think I would have felt so much better. But I bought it. I've done it now. So yeah, it's good. It's really good. Yeah, I was chilling. I was in my living room playing it. Court looked at it and went, when does the game start? She's just like watching along, and I was like, oh, this sounds fake, but it's real. I was like, I'm actually playing it right now, and it was like mind blowing, you know, because it's that good looking. That's a real story. Okay. You know, I've kind of lost all train of thought here, just, you know, admitting my shame to the world, but, you know, sometimes it's got to happen. So real quick, before we forget, I'm having a little look at Chlorophyte. Now, in a way, I'm kind of like already past the point of needing it, which is you know, it's a bit of a side effect of rushing into Plantera, but there is still stuff to be made, and if we can make it, let's make it. So the first thing I've seen is the green tambourine, which is cloth and Chlorophyte. And it's another tambourine, gives jump height and flight time. And there's also the turtle drums, which I think is quite a cool name. So this gives aquatic ability 1, movement speed 2, and jump height 3. So it's made with a turtle shell, some cloth, and some Chlorophyte. Now, is this one going to be like, oh no, wait, releases 2 horizontal bursts of sounds. I wanted to know if it was going to be like the bongos, which has become a real fan favorite on the channel. All right, people always want to see the bongos. Now, do we actually have a turtle shell? No, we don't. And I'm not shocked by that. I feel like they don't actually pop up all that often. I don't know about you lot. Like, is it a rare thing? Is it not a rare thing? I feel like I just never see them. So let's see then. What was the first one we could make was the green tambourine. Let's give it a make. Let's give it a craft. Let's see it in action. Go on. Green tambourine. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we're getting a DPS of nearly 1,000. That's pretty good. And just to show you in comparison, this is why we're 2 stacked. I mean, you run out of regen quicker with the other stuff, but this is just so good. It really is. I love this midnight base booster. And then let's slap on one of these bad boys. Get the empowerment. It's glorious. Right, so I'm gonna give up on Life Fruit for a teeny bit. Like, let's not get bogged down. Let's give it a bit more time to grow in. So, now that we have entered this part of the game, one of the little, like, alchemist NPCs, they just sell temple teleportation potions. So we didn't have to bother going through the mess of it all, alright? It's been a grand adventure. It's been a long one. You know, sometimes we deserve a little shortcut. So for this fight, what we're going to do is kind of just kick it old school and see how it goes. Now, the last time I fought Golem and felt frustrated was in the Everything Seed. And for anybody that's not played it yet, or maybe seen the ChippyGaming video about it, the thing about Golem in the Everything Seed, or, sorry, Get Fixed Boy. No, wait, I'm trying to remember. Is it called the Everything Seed and Get Fixed Boy? I honestly can't remember. Anyway, the thing about that Golem is it's teeny tiny and you fight it in the dark. And it's so frustrating because you have to kill that with flawless precision. So you have to kind of know the boss's AI in and out to know how to dodge in the dark without seeing it. And it is the worst. Anyway, long story short, I don't think I can be that angry at Golem ever again. So none of this matters. Okay, so let's set up the statue and the timer. We're going to do this over here. I forgot to bring a wrench. Right, be right back. Okay, but we'll set that up, and then we'll give Golem a go. Now, Golem might kick us around, and if it does kick us around, then we know what to do. Wrench, please, come back to me. But yeah, one thing I want to know is, have you ever bought into a game before and just been like, I don't really want to spend this money, but I'm going to do it. And how did that pan out for you? Because most of the time, for me, it usually pans out really bad. Or like, if you ever bought like a collector's edition or like a legendary edition, and then you thought about it and you've gone, why have I done this? The biggest one that comes to my memory is I spent a ton of money getting the, like, collector's edition of Assassin's Creed 3 because I was a big Assassin's Creed fan as a kid, and I hated the game. I hated it to no end. It was rubbish. I still swear by that. I'm like a lot of people have come around on Assassin's Creed 3. I still actually hate it. Assassin's Creed 4, 4 Black Flags. It's called Black Flag. Great game. Great game. Anyway, let's do Golem. Don't know where I was going for any of that. I just, you know, I'm just interested. Okay. So let's get in our critical strike thing, and let's get going with our damage. So initially, the thing we have to do is make sure that we are avoiding hits as much as possible so that we can bring some good health into the second half of the fight and just see how it goes. So we're going to try and mix it up as much as possible and just see how that pans out. Having the statue is really helping, and I'm a big fan of that. So make sure we're getting everything. A little bit of that. I don't particularly remember which ones have good buffs. I can't remember for the life of me what Prime Roar is. Oh, that's the 10% damage one. Yeah, well, okay. We should definitely have that. So let's try and avoid this as much as possible. Let's be careful with our shots. As always, we've got to make sure that we are, you know, letting the inspiration regen, because it regens quicker if you just leave it. Okay, so this is the part we really have to tank, I think. So let's avoid as much as we can. Get a little bit of this in. Get a little bit of that. Get a little bit of the homing shots. Let's see how this pans out. It's going very, very well. Get some inspiration regen and it's done. Okay. I might have picked that up to be a little bit bigger than it was going to be. That's all right. And we got another relic, though. Everybody's going mad for the relics. The relics are the new Chicken Run 2 of the channel. I mean, I won't go that far. Okay, nothing really competes with Chicken Run 2. Let's be real here. 1.4.3 is dead to me. It's just dead to me. I'm sorry, but it is. It annoys me to no end. I can't just put this here because it's not a vanity accessory. That was the worst thing Relogic ever did. It's not the worst thing, but it's up there. And now that we have an update that went back on it, gosh, I can't even look at it the same. I just can't. Let's have a little Golem peeking out. Oh, he's cool, isn't he? I don't really get this one too often. I think it's mainly because I don't do a lot of refights against Golem. So, let's have a little look in boss log then. And see Golem. Spawn info. Loot and collection. There we go. Do you have a bard? You do not. You do have the pixel though, which is pretty legit. It is the bomb.com. Okay. That is that. That is that. So now I guess we go straight on to farming out the dungeon and just seeing what we can get from that. I think we should do the events. I can't honestly imagine there being anything that we would necessarily need from them, but I do feel like we've come this far and we've enjoyed this much of the adventure. It would be a little weird not to do them. Will I farm them out and get to wave 15? Probably not, but, you know, it just feels wrong not to do them at this point. I've always kind of... Let's have a little look at this recipe in a minute. I've always kind of looked down on them. Looking down on them is pretty strong, but I've always kind of brushed them aside ever since they were added. And I feel like as I've gotten older, I don't really do that as much now with the events. I feel like they're just fun to do. And I never used to feel that way about Terraria events. I don't really know what changed for me, but something did. Oh, okay. These are really important. Wow. So yeah, we're off back to farming these. The dungeon can wait. So these make the punji, or punji. So this is made with solid tablet fragments. So this is a new weapon. Is there anything else to make? No. Okay. So we're going to need, what was it, 10 of these. So let's say 50 solar pebbles and then 12. So let's call it 62. And we'll get these from chests. All right, cool. Oh, this is great. I'm so excited to have another upgrade. I was thinking about it before the episode began. I was like, oh, I really hope I don't forget about the permanent upgrades. Like, I hope I don't just skip over them and just kind of don't, like, acknowledge it, if you know what I mean. I was a little bit worried about that. Like, for example, it could have been that the permanent upgrades were immediately, and I guess in a way they kind of were, immediately after Plantera. But imagine that, but then I just don't do them. And then I get to 2 bosses later, and I'm struggling, and I'm moaning, going, Oh, gosh, guys, it's really hard, isn't it? Like, why have they balanced it like this? I just don't want a moment like that on my hands. But getting these, it just seems like it's going to be a chill one. This weapon is just so good. Somebody explained it to me, though. They said that it's because... in relation to the last episode where the Lich was kind of easy, somebody explained it as, well, it used to be that the Lich was kind of like fought at the same time as the mechs, not necessarily after. And so the balancing kind of still aligns with that, even though it's now post-mech. I think you're right on that. I think that's what it is. And I think that makes a lot of sense. The Lich, though, as a fight, very good. So I don't think they'd have to do too many tweaks to make that even better. Right, so we've got enough solar pebbles. So let's head back to the base. And let's get working on some of these permanent upgrades. I'm so excited. I just am. Like, every time that we can increase inspiration, it's a good time for me. So let's dump... Actually, I want to check these in a minute. These are ranged weapons. And I don't need these. Okay. Yeah, let's dump it all in. Right, so I'm guessing they were called... Actually, no. First things first, we need to make thorium bars. And I don't have that many. I think it'll be fine. And then are they called fragments? So, inspiration fragment. How is it they were made again? So, it's thorium bars, 5 pebbles, and they're called inspiration crystals. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Crystals. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Done. Let's see it in action. Okay. Let me get that off the screen. Look at it. We were purple, and now we're orange. So I think that's the final one we're ever going to do in the Let's Play. If I remember right, I don't think it goes any higher than that. And it's glorious. It's very, very glorious. This is a good day. So let's take a little look then. Is there anything to make? The Beetle Blaster. No, I don't think there is. I think that's it. I mean, to be honest, the first thing I'm going to do is actually dump these in here and make the wings. Because right now we're just using regular wings. Do I not have Souls of Flight? Have I just sold them? I've had so many... Why do I only have 18? I've killed so many wyverns. Clearly what's happened here is I've just left them. And I'm just like not bothered. I'm trying to think. One of the NPCs actually sells souls. What is this? I can't believe that. I'm guessing maybe I just might have sold them, or... Is it you that sells them? Yeah, okay. Just give me 2. You know what? That was worth the probably ridiculous price she probably charged. What are these? Subspace wings. Your enemies are better off running away. Oh my gosh. I wish there were stats built into wings as a whole, because normally you just have to look on the wiki to figure it out. But guessing, because, I mean, these are technically post Golem, right? So, clearly good. But I bet these are just kind of cool in their own way. I say we just make these for the hell of it. And just see how it goes. Okay, let's have them pop out. And let's see. Are they good? They feel good. They feel a little... Maybe a little slow. Oh, but it might just be placebo. But I feel like just having modded wings in itself just seems kind of sick. Right, so the next thing, yep, we're off to the dungeon. I almost forgot then. I was like, what are we doing next? It's Golem. Dungeon. Listen, I don't know why I'm stuttering over myself today. It's fine. It's Monday morning. That's right. It's a brand new week. And like I say, clearly not working up that well. That's fine. All right, so it's Editor James here. I realized that I recorded a lot for today's episode. And this episode could easily be like 50 minutes of me waffling away. After this, we went to the dungeon, we got ectoplasm, and that was pretty much it. I just recorded so much, so I'm going to wrap it up here, and tomorrow, we're going to go back to the dungeon and go and check it out. You've not missed out, but I just don't want to bore you with like 50-minute episodes. It's a no from me. Anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Peace.